We begin with that breaking news, a state of emergency in California as deadly fires explode across the state.
The fire was November of 2018.
The home behind me is a total loss.
The house burned. 4 houses next door burned. The gully, which you'll see, burned all the way to the fence. But then it stopped, and it was all green inside. The studio survived, and the gardens were intact. The gully itself, nothing survived. Everything was gone.
All this area was scraped to nothing, and this is all new within the last 5 years. And as we inoculated every year, this ecosystem moves from bare soil back to this wonderful ecosystem. Once Casey and Keisha came down here to spray and inoculate, you could really see the difference.
We have just watched this place explode with life. It is absolutely flourishing now.
The really difficult part about this project is we had a very limited time frame.
I have to say the transformation has been just insane.
The fire was November of 2019. I had been working that garden since 2013 when I started getting into everything. I was always going on and on to my family about the soil. It was always like, yeah, Mom, yeah.
A nickname for the ocean that the firemen use. They call it the Great Pacific Fire Break, because that's the only thing that's going to stop one of those wildfires.
When that fire came through and the house, nothing about it was sealed at all. Vents were open, doors flew open in the Santa Ana winds. The fact that the house burned and everything across the street burned, the 4 houses next door burned, the gully burned all the way to the fence. When we saw our house burning, because we saw it on the news, we just assumed that the studio was gone.
Active fire from stoves, from gas lines.
But then, it stopped.
The studio, are you kidding me?
The fact that it survived and the gardens were intact. My son was able to get through the road closures. And I remember him saying, "You were right, Mom, I get it." I mean, it almost makes me cry now because he said the skies were still orange, houses were still catching on fire, and there was dew on the ground at our property. And he said, "Your garden is a wildlife sanctuary right now. There's birds and bunnies and everything's there eating, and we're eating bananas from the garden right now." I felt like such a validation.
It should have burned, but because that soil held that water, it was actually misting up during the fire. The firemen were all blown away by it. That soil was alive, and it protected everything around it.
Post-fire restoration has been something that Casey and I and all of the people at Catalyst have been working with since our very first year in business. It's always been a needed thing to have our compost after these kind of disasters. Every single year we were finding ourselves out volunteering, teaching, working in areas that had been devastated. So it wasn't so outside of our frame of reality to travel to Malibu and start helping. Almost immediately we started being a force, like a helper for all of their plants. When we landed at the woodshed for the first time, it had been a couple years since the fire. In my mind, I thought, this is one of the most beautiful gardens I've ever seen. In Linda's reality, she understood what it was previous to the fire. What I couldn't see was quite obvious to her, and that was that a lot of her plants weren't healthy anymore. They were showing signs of being burnt. On the hill where the food forest was, where the fruit trees were, they had stopped growing. There had been trees planted up along the fence that were burned when the house was burned down. So when Casey and I came in, our job there, our work there was really training wheels, support system for those plants to be able to come back to flourish, back to being beautiful. This is a property that has guests all the time. It is a working recording studio, and it's important that there's an aesthetic around the buildings and that everything looks beautiful. So instead of coming in and redoing anything, it was more of using injection erosion and compost extract and compost teas just to assist those plants.
After the fire, as we inoculated, as we put compost down, covered with hay, added native seeds, and every year this ecosystem moves through its succession from bare soil back to this wonderful ecosystem. Once Casey and Keisha came down here to spray and inoculate, you could really see the difference.
The really difficult part about this project is we had a very limited time frame. We only had about 14 days to have this place looking really nice. We put in a lot of compost into this space just to make sure that we were giving everything a really good start. So things were holding, things were expanding and growing quickly. And I think we actually did a pretty good job in completing that goal.
Very, very quickly, I think within a month, maybe even less, installed this garden. And the first thing I noticed, and this is the very day that that project was finished, was the butterflies came in, the hummingbirds came in, the insects came in, and of course they were living in the gardens around, but before it was a barren space. It was a little bit hot, it was just kind of a sad area. And as soon as we made the moves to improve the soil, as soon as we put those diverse plants in, nature responded. That was the most impressive thing to me, was that in such a short amount of time, we could create an ecosystem that these animals can move into.
Here we have the entrance to the Woodshed recording, which survived the fire. It's all wood with a very flammable varnish, but because of the vents and the hardening, it survived. The gardens around it survived. Now, however, all this area was scraped to nothing, and this is all new within the last 5 years. All the stonework, all the wood, all the plants, all the trees. The pond is new as well, and lots of compost. They've been injected, they've been sprayed. We do it every year. It really just increases the health and the growth of everything around here. They just get so happy afterwards. So these are the areas that actually survived, but where the fence is, nothing was left.
In Malibu, Hollywood Hills, Los Angeles, Southern California in general, a lot of the land is just steep and sandy. So it's prone to erosion, it's prone to compaction, and obviously it's very difficult to work on. When we came to the project, Linda had access paths, and she had been putting compost down, they'd been laying down alfalfa, they'd been using the plants that were growing during the rainy season to chop them, cover the soil. There'd been a lot of seeds spread, but not much was really growing at this point. When you looked down the hill, there was more organic material on her steep slope than anyone else's around, but there was a lot to do. So they'd already brought in microbes, they've already spent quite a bit of time trying to get things to take hold, and that's when we brought in the injector, we brought in the sprayer. So what we would do is come in and inject all the trees that were growing. That's gonna get a lot of water. These are plants that are not on irrigation, so we get a lot of water down to the roots, and not just water, but water that's paired with microorganisms. We would come in just after the rain, and we would work with the natural season to try to make movements, and that's often what we do when we're working in remote, steep locations like this that just don't have irrigation. Paying attention over time, I think, is the one tool that we're all using in the canyon, is just watching, seeing what grows, waiting, paying attention to natural cycles, and trying as best as we can to respond to them. I have to say the transformation has been just insane. You can see from before images that a lot has changed with the way that the hills are built, where rocks are placed. You see a lot of bricks in the canyon now, and just work with moving the water. But just that work of thinking about the water, getting that organic material on the soil, and then adding in microbes has made a profound difference. We're gonna look at it this spring, and it's gonna be, wow, so bright green. What's incredible about this project is that in a very short amount of time, the soil has become guarded, and now it's its own ecosystem, and it's slowly gonna start restoring itself. So now the humans can start to back off on their labor just a little bit and let nature take over and start to do its job and create an ecosystem naturally.